You should have figured out the kind of man I was a long time ago.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Glad to see you again for part 2 of my character analysis, featuring the white-haired psychopath, Griffith from Berserk. And I gotta say, at first I was like, 20 plus episodes of an anime from 1997? That's gonna be rough. But then I watched it and was like, what the f***? And yeah, I can understand why it didn't get any more seasons for, nearly 20 years? Griffith was certainly one of those reasons. I imagine there was some concern about him being a poor role model.
If you have something to protect, then take up the sword.
But his hair is just magnificent. Typically when I type someone, I'm always looking for a preference for thinking or feeling. In Griffith's case, his range of feelings are limited. I can only dream of aspiring to the lofty heights of having this expression when my only friend falls off a cliff. This is an excellent clue that the person you're dealing with has introverted feeling in the last position. This is what it looks like when someone is actively battling their feelings and successfully pummels them into obedience. Keep in mind this is not the same as someone who ignores their feelings altogether. The mentally ill ISTP, Guts, is as far removed from that cognitive function as you can get, but you still see him sometimes get frustrated or angry over people being illogical. He often doesn't realize when his emotions are, cropping up.
I'm a little tense.
Griffith handles his emotions the same way that he handles most of his problems, by stabbing it until it submits. He also doesn't indulge others in debate. He seems to find arguments to be a waste of time. In fact, he doesn't take much time to ponder most of the decisions he makes. A man of action, decisiveness, and controlled impatience. At least I think he's a man. What is going on here? Point being, he bears the hallmarks of an extroverted thinker. And although I can hardly imagine life without thinking things through over and over and over and over and over, I gotta admit, he makes it look damn sexy. Alright, so we got the first and last function figured out. He makes quick, confident decisions, and has the emotional range of Hannibal Lecter. So what are his next two functions? Well, if you've watched my latest video on cognitive functions, of course you didn't, you would come to the conclusion that his second function is introverted intuition. He actively focuses on his life's goals, ambitions, tasks, etc. And he makes it abundantly clear that's all that matters to him.
You were merely a stone lying by the side of the path I chose to travel. Nothing more and nothing less.
If he thinks you'll be useful to him, he takes you in. If you threaten his plans, he takes you out. And of course, sexual degradation is never off the table. Nasty. Control and success are the only things that get him off. You see this? You see this? This is the look of someone who doesn't think of you as a person. You are livestock. So that leads us to the third function, which should be extroverted sensing. I do think I borderline on jealousy for those that have a preference for it. More so in the case of Griffith. In the third position, he should use extroverted sensing solely to what advantages him. He's adept in combat, he uses his physical appearance to garner attention, gathers data from his surroundings, and uses it appropriately. He turns this function into an absolutely frightening weapon for his ambitions. Quite frankly, he's a damned monster. And yeah, we get it, it's a little attractive.
I rather enjoy settling things by force.
This is a very obvious case of ENTJ disease. Psychopathic, ambitious, and the only thing they really fear is people figuring them out. They're possessive and normally treat everyone and everything as property. In Griffith's case, the only thing he cared about as much as his own goals was Guts. When he seduced the king's daughter, all he could really think about was Guts leaving. That's weird. And even then, he seemed less than concerned about his safety. And I don't judge. I regard the general populace as little more than NPCs with pre-programmed responses. So, I get it. I'd make a how to spot an ENTJ video, but I'm certain that would lead to an assassination attempt on my life. So we'll save it for the 1,000 subscriber mark. Anyways, that was the MBTI analysis of Griffith from Berserk. I hope you had fun. If you know an ISTP who enjoys anime, I highly recommend Berserk to them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I have more stuff on the way. Don't forget Wednesday movie mornings, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
And so, now you belong to me, Guts.